Divine and royal greetings, family. Shayola Benta here with another episode, week session of Build Through Broadcast. And today's topic is detoxing the mind. Is that really a thing? Welcome back. Welcome back. We hope that you enjoyed our new theme. And looks like Coach Latoya is in the building. We are waiting patiently, but not so patiently, for other coaches to join us. Today is Coach Shantae's birthday, so you know she's going to be fashionably late and all the things. But Coach Latoya, how are you today? Happy Friday!
Yes, happy Friday. I was able to get some rest last night. So that's a big deal for me because that's one of the things that I struggle with as far as making sure I get the right amount of sleep from doing so much. So
And you do a lot, and we are grateful for it. We are indeed. So we are talking today about detoxing the mind. And is that really a thing? So here we are closing out week 2 of our spring detox. And this week was focus of the mind. So as Coach Latoya was saying, you know, that rest is much needed, especially when we are going through a food detox. And in part, when we detox the body, right, we allow space, we create space for the body to go into a rejuvenation, rehabilitation, a simulation when you're sleeping, right? So the lighter the body, the easier it is for you to really have rest and relaxation. So I hope that you all, whether you have joined us in this detox or not, you are really focusing on getting the rest that you need and doing other things to really promote that mind stimulation, to help gain clarity and all the things. What I would like to do before we really get into the kale of it all, I don't know. I would like to like to show a short video. In this video, we do not own the rights to, just so you know, but this video gives us 4 ways to completely detox your mind. So you may want to grab paper and pen, take some notes, and see if any of this resonates with you.
Namaskar. You see, life is not what it is, but life is what we make out of it. And the one thing which either we make our life or break our life is our mind. Nowadays, our minds are filled with stress, anxiety, worry, and a general feeling of negativity. When we fill our mind with such ideas and thoughts constantly, we add layer and layer and layer with extra pressure on our mind. Think of it like an elastic band being stretched and stretched and stretched. One day it is bound to snap. Before that happens, let's take a mental detox. The first and foremost thing for mental detox is having a peaceful and calm mind. And what better to help you to achieve that than the yogic principle of vihar. Vihar is a simple concept, but like most simple thing, it is a powerful one. Vihar means relaxation and recreation. See, the yogic idea of vihar is deep rest, relaxation, and reset for the mind. This comes through conscious efforts in the activities that not only soothes but also help the brain to develop and regenerate its neural network. So try to develop hobbies and activities that challenge your mind, like dancing, singing, or gardening, etc. This will help you to get out of your mental loop of thoughts and make you more centered and calm. Over time, you may be even excited to do these things, inviting more joy and wholeness to your life. So why wait when there is so much fun in getting a mental detox? Next, try to find out 10 positive points before you sleep at night. See, when you sleep, you are slowing down the entire momentum of your day in mind. You actually have a chance to rewrite what your brain focuses upon. So when you go to sleep focusing on the positive things that happen to you in your day, automatically you train your mind to look positive things in your life. With such a conditioning, you will slowly see changing. You will slowly see the entire outlook of your life changing. Next, a magic word which most of the people know is meditation. It is most ignored things for people. Yes, meditation will do wonders for you. Still, we make a blunder of not having in our regular routines. See, when you meditate, you reprogram your mind and recharge your body at cellular level. And if you find it too difficult to meditate, or you think that you don't have a time, try the Nispand app. Nispand has something for everyone. Even if you have only 5 minutes in a day, Nispand will have a curated practice just for you. Try it out, because what meditation can do for you in a minute, medicine won't do for you in ages. And finally, always believe in some power that is higher than you, that is always looking out for you. Remember that this power will never hurt you or harm you, or do something that is bad for you. If you are going through something difficult, always take it as a gift in disguise. If you have lost something, always know that you have been protected from what was never meant for you or would have harmed you. See, a lot of our worries come from the belief that we live in an uncaring, cold world. But remember, that's not so. That is just our anxious mind talking. Remember that someone or something, whatever name you call it by, is always looking out for you. Once you find the courage to have this kind of faith and belief, you will not need even a mental detox, because your mind and heart will always have peace and joy and happiness. So remember to take care of your mind. Care for it well, because how you care for it will determine how well you lived your life. So why suffer when you can thrive? Namaskar.
Beautiful. So, greetings, Coach Shantae. So, of course, we were just looking at a short video on ways to detox the mind and really just call in a constant state of calm. So, before you came in, we did tell everyone out there that today is your birthday. She is the big, I'll let her tell it. You are the big.
Double three.
Double three in the house. So how are you feeling? And How have you attended to your mind this week during our second week of spring detox?
Man, so first and foremost, it's bright out here, even with my back to the sun. So if I'm squinting, that's why.
Okay.
Secondly, I have really been paying more attention to when I'm feeling the need for silence. Coach Lorray pinpointed that for me because I kept like thinking like, man, I need some quiet. I really need some quiet. Oh, some quiet would be so beneficial right now. And when she made the post about sacred silence when in the practitioner chat, I was just like, duh.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Mm-hmm.
been preserving and attending to my mind in waking up earlier so that I can have that quiet time, that quiet space to springboard. And
Mm-hmm.
time can be me journaling, pulling cards, writing, yoga, anything that like my mind and my body and my spirit are like, this is what we need today. I've been doing a lot more of that. I had a conversation with my son earlier this week, and I just expressed to him that sometimes mommy gets a bit overstimulated. There's too many things going on, and I really need that quiet space. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you or don't want to spend time with you or that you're getting on my nerves. It just means that I, as a person, need to shut some things off and get into a space
Mm-hmm.
of quiet. When I explained it to him and he understood that it wasn't that I was angry with him and all of those types of things, it really helped me to be able to take that time when I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was absolutely amazing. And there is a book that I want to share that goes in line with the mind. So I am a big, 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 big proponent of hypnosis and hypnotherapy. If you can find a trusted practitioner, I definitely recommend um, getting in with them for a consultation and seeing the ways that they can work with you. But my favorite hypnotherapist or hypnotist today is Shara Prophet, and
Mm-hmm.
she owns and operates the company Open Door Hypnosis. And in the workbook, there is this page where it has a graphic about the theory of the mind, and I'm going to show you that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was interesting is when I came in, she was talking about your anxious mind. And um, so, based on what I just showed you, the anxious mind would be down there in that subconscious mind. We, for the most part, run off of programming that we received when we were a baby up to the time we were 8 years old. And then from there, our critical mind develops, and then our conscious mind develops. But that critical mind is, it says, as we reach preteen and teenage years, we begin thinking more for ourselves and form the critical mind, which acts as a filter for new thoughts and information entering the brain. We've got all of these layers of our brain that we work with, and for the most part, we don't tend to our minds when we reach adulthood. We are just on autopilot. Whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
that to do, we're going to do it. And if those early programs were faulty or defective in any way, then we run the risk of taking our lives in a direction that it doesn't need to go because we haven't done the work to detox and reprogram that aspect of our mind. So that's another thing that I'm going to be taking some additional time to do as I go into week 3, where we're talking about the spirit. I'll be taking more time to visit this workbook and listen to the recordings of the hypnosis scripts that are in the book that I've recorded of myself, just
Mm-hmm.
to really help me to pinpoint and then reprogram the different aspects of the mind that I have allowed to stay stagnant in the baby brain, subconscious, childlike area, and then the
Right.
areas taken on as an adult that have kind of strengthened those areas that are not supporting me going forward. That's what this whole detox is about for me, is
Right.
letting go and move.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I have been taking care of my mind and and planning to continue taking care of my mind as we go into our third week of our detox.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for the book recommendation. Those of you out there, if you're seeing this live or as a replay, feel free to leave comments below in the chat, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. We would love to hear from you. Detoxing the mind, really, it's the catalyst, right? Because as you were speaking, I just jotted down a note. Some time ago, I learned that we develop our personality by age 7. Like once it's like locked and loaded at 7, and we actually stop living at 18 because we just, as you said, we get into the humdrum of adulting that we forget to nurture and revisit our childlike innocence and get into the recreation of just experiencing that whole human concept. But Coach Latoya, what did you take away from the video, or what have you been experiencing with as it relates to the mind?
Yes, I really enjoyed that video. It was a great reminder of the basics, which is,
Mm.
the calm, relaxed mind, of course. It's easier
Mhm.
said than done, but it's important to focus on positive thoughts before going to sleep. And that's a big one. I
Mhm.
feel like and when especially if you've been more anxious natured like myself,
Mhm.
sometimes your thoughts are racing at night, so that's a good routine to find a routine for yourself at night, but also focusing on the positive thoughts, focusing
Mm.
on gratitude, um, and what you appreciate, or writing. One of the things that I like to do is writing things that I appreciate about myself, because the mind is also related to things like the critic. So we have
Mhm.
different parts of ourselves. Be careful. We have different parts of ourselves, and we also have that part of the critic, and the critic is created by our environment, by our parents or authority figures or family, friends, or whatever, and how it impacts. And when you brought up the first 7 years, that is to me, that's extremely impactful, from the time that a child's in the womb to them 7 years, because that will shape who they are in certain ways. And
Mhm.
that's why I like the work of like Eric Erickson, that talks about that, about the
Mhm.
different stages, and
Mhm.
and things that you can do to nurture children, and how you can nurture yourself, how you can go back to those stages and nurture yourself. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that. And the meditation piece, I think, is a big one. Just
Mhm.
that reminder of being still in sacred silence, and allowing yourself the space to get messages to come in, or to get visions to come in, or just to be, because I know I can be go, 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 go. And,
Mhm.
it's important for me to slow down and to get
Mhm.
rest. For me,
Mm.
rest is very important. And I've been told that by so many people giving me messages, and my body's telling me that. It's more so my mind needs that rest more than
Mhm.
anything, because my mind is
Mhm.
very powerful, and it will think that it can go, but it's like,
Right.
no. So yeah, that's the big thing for me, is like striving to slow down so that I can have the space to do things, for my business ventures and everything else, and other relationships. So yeah.
For sure. I love that you said, sometimes the mind is on go, 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 and it will almost, if we are not cognitive, right? The body would be like, you know what? I'm just going to stop right here. So it is best to do things through obedience and through force. And I think for the first time in my life, I've always liked rest, but now I'm very, very intentional about my rest. Another thing that you veggie backed on that I love is those positive affirmations or positive thoughts before you slumber. So I like to go into my subconscious mind, and it's just like, I show me through my assimilation my future self. So this rising, or maybe I had a long journey. I went to many places during my slumber, but towards the end of the journey, I actually met up with Snoop And we oftentimes, I don't know, we'll click up like, hey, how you been? How's it going? But I met and had a long conversation with Myron Golden, which is one of my YouTube mentors. And it was just so dope to have conversation with him. He really is one of those people who can, he brings out the best just in terms of how to tend to yourself and tend to your business. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for an opportunity to have had, that time with him in Dreamville, Dreamland. But I agree with you in that having those moments before you slumber is important. And they say, before you do go into slumber, you want to make sure that you turn off blue light, step away from the phone, the tablet, the computer, or whatever it is. And if you're not actually repeating affirmations or positive thoughts, you should definitely read before you go to sleep, because it will obviously help as it relates to programming or even reprogramming the subconscious mind. So thank you very much for your veggie backs, because I'm like, those things also are standouts for me. Have a peaceful mind. I think someone on Facebook had asked, what determines a healthy relationship? And my response was peace, patience, and prosperity. Like peace being at the tippity top. If you have peace, you will have the calm that is needed to think, to be responsive rather than reactive, and just have the clarity to move through. And it doesn't necessarily even mean like romantic relationships, but relationships, period. Your relationships should be, in my opinion, let me say that, on the realm of just peace. Like, even if there is disagreement, it should always come back to a space of peace, because we are different. We're going to have different perspectives, but if we can have those different perspectives, respect them, and then come back to a place of mayat, if you will, that's great. And of course, just the patience, right? Just having grace for self and others, because we are all on this journey of learning and unlearning. And, patience for me, I mean, honestly, sis, I didn't really acquire patience in a healthy way, I would say, until I met my husband. He is probably one of the most patient people I have ever met. And it's such a great quality. And just to see how he operates is great. And of course, the prosperity. And the prosperity can come in many different forms. So we, we're not going to hold you long. We just wanted to wrap up and talk about our week, so to speak. I wasn't trying to rhyme there, but as it relates to our detox and just this movement through mind, body, and spirit. But in this case, it was body, mind, and spirit. And last week, actually, the first week when we did our energy reading, one of the things that did come up is, as a community, practicing sacred silence is necessary. A whole lot of chatter going on. Even if it's the mental chatter, it's just like, calm it on down so that you can really focus. So I'm happy to see that it's trickling off and we are paying attention to spirit, because obviously things happen in spirit before they manifest in the physical. So yes, to all of that. But any closing remarks, anything that you would like to add before we call it a wrap?
Yes. Yes, I would say that, more than anything, I feel like the mind is like probably one of the most important parts of this experience, because as you mentioned before, it happens in the physical realm, it happens in the spiritual realm, and law of mind action states that exact thing, that things that you picture in the mind will picture out into reality. So you want to make sure that what you're thinking is things that you actually want to experience. So that's the part that I think is, like, most people will say that even when they're going on their health journey, that it was a mental thing. They realized they went in it with the physical aspect, but they realized that they had to shift in their mindset, and then everything else, changed afterwards. So just be more intentional with your mind, and remember, what is your vision for your health journey or your health experience, and write out that intention for it and focus your energy on that, and that will push you through the whole experience.
That was beautifully said. Beautifully said. So in a nutshell, I heard write the vision and make it plain. So until next week, Friday, y'all, we say peace, love, and wholeness, and continue to take care of yourself. Peace.
Peace.